Here, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go take a leak.
It's also better to all right, let's all just sit here and stare at the camera the entire time Dave's gone. Just say nothing.
1 hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
Enjoyable.
And that's exactly.
That's no financial quarterly report. That's my wife.
Yeah, you cocksuckers. That's right. That's right.
You're all gonna be mad at me.
God damn it, Chad. The light turn on? Is it what color? Is it white or green?
It's white. Yeah.
Okay.
Man, chicken's awfully pink.
I was just gonna say, is that some medium rare chicken? It's fine.
You'll be all right.
Dude, there's no way that they don't temp all that shit.
The parasites will kill all the bad stuff in your body.
You're gonna get salmonella. It's chicken, not salmon.
Ev, it's good to have you back here, bud.
It's good to be back.
Thank you. I was waiting for it.
I was trying
with
to think
bated
of
breath.
I was trying to think of something sarcastic to say.
Well, I'm back. Yep. Oh man, it's been crazy because the last podcast we did was with the Brian Roberts band. Went really well. They fucking loved it. They had a great time. And then I decided that I had to quit my job in one foul swoop, and so I've just been enjoying that for the last week and a half. It's been fucking amazing. For 5 years. For 2 weeks. Yeah. And then I started.
Now it's unemployment again, AJ.
Hold on, AJ's got a bunch of jokes to reuse. A whole bunch.
I haven't even said anything into the mic yet.
Yeah. But no, I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks and then I fucking start.
Where are you going?
Right here. I'm fucking living it. I actually have to stay at my dad's for the next 2 nights because he needs some help with some shit. But I'm just chilling out, getting a whole bunch of stuff knocked out. I planned my buddy's bachelor party, got that all locked in, and then I'll be able to start my new job August 2nd, whatever, first day, fully remote. It's the fucking greatest thing ever. I'm excited as hell, and that gives me more time to be able to do shit for this because I'll be home doing whatever the fuck I want to do in the meantime. So a lot less stress, a lot less fucking labor. A lot less fucking bullshit. That's what it is.
Yeah, when he's not working, he doesn't do as much fucking.
Yeah.
Gotta cut that.
Yeah, just a little bit. Oh man, but no, we were set to do a challenge today because who brought it up at dinner a few nights ago, Chad?
I'm pretty certain it was you.
Me? I brought it up for some weird reason over dinner, and then Chad's like, "Yeah, I could do that, no problem." And I was like, "No way!" And you're like, "Yeah, absolutely."
Yep,
so
Chad will be the first person ever to successfully consume
I
a
wouldn't
gallon
be.
of milk.
Literally, probably over 1 million people have done it.
1 million people.
1 million people have been able to accomplish the challenge of the milk gallon. Really?
I wouldn't be surprised. I said I wouldn't be surprised, but yes, there are people that can do it. I've seen it multiple
I
times.
would be so surprised.
All right. And so then
That's fine.
Yeah. And so
Mandy claims she's done it.
it's
Dave's
possible.
struggling to call his girlfriend
No,
a liar.
It's possible. No, I think she said that to me. I think she said it to me because the reason is that she can't throw up.
Don't trip while you're
Yeah,
backpedaling.
no, but she cheated. I wasn't gonna say that, but
Yeah, it's like
Don't trip while you're backpedaling there, Dave.
No, I'm trying to remember when she told me or if she told me, but we were talking about it for a while, and then I mentioned it to you yesterday, and you're like, oh yeah, I could easily do that. Like I drink milk every day.
Easy.
And
I already had 4 glasses of milk
Easy.
today.
I know, but
baby glasses.
it's a huge difference.
Unless the person is
human
Andre
stomach.
the Giant, it's impossible to drink a gallon of milk in an hour. Your stomach can't hold a gallon, and the fat in the milk expands.
I'm going to agree with you there, but unfortunately that's skewed information because over the course of an hour, that entire gallon isn't going to stay inside your stomach. Especially somebody like me who has golden bowels, and that shit's going to be processed at rapid speed.
Golden bowels.
Golden bowels. These good old Polak genes.
I've never heard of that before.
That statement makes a lot of assumptions that doesn't actually goes into.
Okay.
So what kind of milk would you have used?
Whole milk.
Whole milk.
2%.
Whole milk.
What? I said 2%, Dave.
The standard is whole milk,
The standard is whole or 2%.
and I went whole milk.
And I told you to go 2%.
It's the fat is the problem. So
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Here
Okay.
you'll watch the snake worm.
It's literally gonna
It'll
curdle
wiggle
in my
itself
stomach and we'll
out.
die.
Okay. Okay, so
Like now you're trying to kill me at this point.
do we want to renegotiate at 2%?
I mean, that was the original agreement, and you just
so-
went off on your own.
Dave thought of that joke as soon as you said, nah, whole milk. Like I'm going to say renegotiate at 2%.
So, do you agree to 2%, AJ?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have to be definitely a different day, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll do it. We can do it next podcast. We'll prepare for that. We'll be all set. And I also wanted to.
Yeah, you can have a couple puke buckets ready and maybe like a plastic mat down.
We do have a robotic.
There's a robotic trash can that
do
somebody's going to throw up all over the lid on.
Yeah, because that thing opens at the speed of smell. It's like,
No, it's pretty fast. It goes like.
Not faster than someone projecting throw up.
you know, it's fast. The speed of a fucking toilet seat getting thrown up when you can't hold it.
It's amazing how durable that porcelain throne can be when you're
yeah.
just fucking.
Wham, wham.
Lucky
Just
enough
to miss anyways.
Just a miss.
The more humiliating part is when it falls back down and hits you on the top of the head when you're in mid
Oh
puke.
man, I know. And
You
you'd
just-
already gotten the back of it with your throw up.
Yeah.
So now it's just in your hair.
I mean, you might as well
I'm
just
done
roll,
eating.
you might as well just fucking roll around in it like the fucking pig you are at that point.
And the linoleum floor. And by that
Lay in
time,
it, you filth.
and then by that time you're sweating, you're fucking pouring sweat,
yeah.
and that porcelain or that linoleum floor and that like tile floor feels so nice. You're just like, oh, it's nice and cold. It's nice and cold. Thank God. Hoping
Yeah.
that it can calm it down.
Being hungover, that reminds me of what happened at my bar the other day. So it was after the party, and I was just wildly hungover. And I mean, I was not ready for it. And I knew something horrible was going to happen that day because I'm really fucking feeling like shit. So we get in there, the bar fills up,
Yep.
and some fucking big guy walks in and just like starts shaking hands with people, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, he's got friends here, and he's like, hey, bud, let me get a Tito's with soda, splash of cranberry juice, no fruit, and a tall glass, please, and Vicodin, and then points to a Boston Red Sox tattoo on his fucking arm.
All right.
And it's like, oh, great. Oh, wow. A Northeasterner with a pill addiction. How original. Anyways, I'm going over talking to my manager. He's like, yeah, this guy, he was in here a couple years ago, and he, kind of makes such a jackass out of himself that every time he stood up, his son was, profusely apologizing for his behavior.
Yep, I know those people.
So it comes to find out he doesn't know any of these people at the bar he's talking to.
Yeah.
And he's just he looks at a wine list, and he's like, let me get 3 bottles of this Marcinet here. One for me, one for my friend here, and one for my friend here. And I look, and it's $120 bottle of wine, and I'm like, oh my God, he's one of these fucking money-throwing assholes.
Yep.
So sure enough, he's like, yeah, I'm like, this Marcinet. And he's like, yeah, Marcinet, 3 bottles, and make a snappy, my ma just died. And I'm like... Yeah, don't worry. Hey, you know me, always ready to serve. I'll make it snappy for you, boss. Yeah, okay. I took yeah, congratulations, bud. You're about to wait the longest you ever had for a $120 bottle of wine in your fucking life. So, one of the couples gets up. He proceeds to sit down. A couple next to him leaves. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
So there's 2 empty tables, but we have a wait list, because there's people waiting to get on our
Right,
bar.
of course.
And these people come to sit down. And the hostess chase him down. They're like, sorry, you got to sign into the wait list for the bar.
Yeah.
And the guy's pulls out a $50 bill. And he's like, no, let him sit here. Let him sit here. Let him sit here. Let him sit here.
Ugh.
And the worst, shittiest fucking Northeast, just horrible. This guy
uppity
did,
white trash Boston.
dude, he had an unironic forgot here and an unironic forget about it. He was only 4 more New York phrases away from getting all the New York
Wicked.
Infinity Gems and making all the sewer rats disappear with a snap.
Winning Empire State Bingo.
So my bartender is he's like, hey, listen, bud, there's other people waiting. We can't just
Prioritize you.
Yeah, we can't just jump the line like that over people who've been waiting.
Yeah.
And he just his fucking expression sours, and he's like, "Don't talk to me like that." And I'm like, "Great,
Oh boy.
great." And this is not a small dude. Me and my boss were already talking about ways of how to take him out. We both agreed, swift heel kick to the knee, because
Right.
big guys, their knees are just dying to go out.
Right. I mean, if you're pushing 3 bills, the cankle is right there.
Yeah, dude. So, anyways, I'm just like looking there, and I've got nothing except the kitchen knife, and I'm like, well, that's a little too dramatic. And then I got the wine keys little thing. I'm like, oh, that's not kind of enough, but a couple pokes with that, and you're not gonna want to play anymore.
Yeah.
Anyways, the guy just starts continually being a piece of shit. He fucking throws a $50 bill at my manager. My manager just grabs it and just tosses it in the trash right in front of him. He proceeded to do this 4 times.
Oh, Jesus.
He like slid the other bartender a 50. He's like, hey, this is for you. Don't share with that fucking guy, huh? It's just for you. And it's like, okay, dummy, we fucking pool tips here. All right. So over the course, he fucking threw us $200 in cash, spent like $560. We had to kick him out because he was like, and I like hear his fucking weird ass talk, and he's like, I'm like sitting there drinking my water right in front of him, and he's like, 2 phone calls that can get this dude set on fire. And I just like drop the water.
Oh my God.
And I just give him the death stare, and he's like, sorry. It's like, fuck off, dude. Like, get away from me, bro. I moved 1,000 miles to get away from fucking people like you. And of course you're here on the day I'm in the most fucking hungover I've been in fucking years. And
I'm about to
it's
say
like
2 drinks and you could set him on fire.
Oh, yeah, dude, I was
about
like,
to set you on fire 2 drinks ago.
anyways, and it's like, dude, he is the singular sole reason that people hate fucking Northeasterners or people like that, dude. Just flashing money like, oh, bottles of wine for my friends here. Go Yanks.
I mean, but you've got that thing. You still got the thing in the back of your head, man. Like, he's throwing money around. He's a whale. Like, not just physically, but figuratively, because he's like spending a massive amount of money throwing cash around. That people who want tips.
Realistically, $500
is
is not an unrealistic bill at our restaurant. Shit's mad expensive. You know
right,
what I mean?
I get you, but still, like people seeing like a $50 bill, like being given
I mean,
to
no,
you, you're like,
all the
shit.
customers were fucking mad irritated about him. He's like talking about how
Right.
he's like, you know, I'm mob connected. It's like, and
means
that's
you're
how
not.
I know you're not mob
Exactly.
connected.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, dude. And he's like trying to show my manager some name in his phone, and it's like, you see this Raquez killer in parentheses. It's like, wow, you're also stupid. I wonder how your friend Raquez feels about this. You think he likes
Said
that?
I was a what?
And like, so the guy, like, we finally like get him out of
he's
there
Gardner.
without any sort of fucking. There wasn't any physical altercation, thank God. Which I was just dying.
You didn't poke a hole in him?
I wanted to so bad, dude. But
All that hot air
he
just coming
did,
out.
I guess one of the customers walked in and said that he tripped and fell flat on his fucking big dumb fucking Rudy New York face right on the way out. It was so satisfying. It's like, dude, I would have given him all of his crumpled $50 bills back to watch him fucking fall on his big dumb fucking cheese smelling breath. I hated that guy
I would
so
have just
much.
robbed him at his car. All that cash.
Dude, I don't know. This guy had to be like on benzos or some sort of shit because, like, no, you don't just act like that.
You can't have the confidence normally to do that shit.
No, that's like
not even
Xanax
drunk.
confidence.
Maybe
Yeah.
he was an undercover cop. No, I was kidding.
No.
Just trying to cement himself. No, I was wondering what was on the table.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's you know, like I said, like people who throw money at bars and stuff can be awesome if you have the good personality. But like, and there are people who do that, like say at like strip clubs. Like I've known girls
that's at
that
like
have a great
clubs
time.
and stuff though. Like
Yeah.
we're not that joint. Like, dude, read the room. Everybody's quietly eating pasta with fucking napkins all over their laps and sipping wine slowly. Like nobody ever has more than 3 drinks there.
Right, exactly.
And
If you
even
wanna-
the people he bought the bottle of wine hated his guts.
Oh yeah, I mean, are you gonna say no to a $120 bottle of wine?
no.
You can't. But at the same time, you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ! I don't want to do business with this guy. I don't want to come here. I do the exact same thing where I've had to apologize for friends who act like complete douchebags at bars.
Yeah.
And I
said
don't-
sorry like 100 times.
And I'm like, I don't want to fucking do it anymore. Like it's exhausting.
It
You
is
don't- it
exhausting.
kills your entire evening.
And it's like also like the fact that he had been in there years ago and his son felt the need to like apologize. Like, do you have no shame whatsoever?
Yeah, it's just as defeating.
Yeah.
Apologizing for your dad.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
it's
like-
almost it's probably the second worst thing. The worst thing is probably watching your dad get his ass kicked when you're like 7 or 8. Because like, well, no, because like like the idea, like when you see your dad when you're like a toddler, like your dad is like Superman. Your dad's like this invincible titan, and then all of a sudden to see that vision absolutely crushed right before you, it never is the same. You never have that same relationship ever again because it's been shattered. You know, but when like you're
Joke's on
apologizing,
you. When I was 7, I was trying to fuck.
It's not a joke.
Yeah.
He's not kidding.
but when you're like 24,
Very rambunctious toddler.
right? but when you're like 24, you're already like past that point, and then when you have to start apologizing in public for your parents, you're just like,
When I found out I had more sex with more women than my dad, I started calling him by his first name. What's up, Kevin?
Kevin.
What's up, Kevin?
Wow.
Dinner ready?
what's it say?
I'm sending that clip
And
to your
it
dad.
was just like,
He's gonna see it.
He'll text me. What's your number, huh? What's your number? How many?
and there was a couple people there that were from New Jersey there, and I was talking about how I was from New York, and we were like, yeah, we're kind of used to these people, but it's like, ugh, we hate when we have to see them again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, dude, you know what ruins New York the most? Fucking New Yorkers.
Those New York, exactly like that. Those money throwing
Yeah.
fucking scum.
like
Just-
like that aunt you don't want to see in person, but you see her on Facebook sharing fucking QAnon threads and then blueberry pie recipes out afterwards.
Minion memes.
Minion memes. I love minion memes.
It's like I can't wait to not see you at Christmas. But no,
Minion memes with like Reagan quotes.
I don't think we have
Nixon
any.
quote, turn in your neighbors if you think they're commies.
I don't think we have any anti-vaxxers in my family, but if we did, I would like definitely show up to events with like all sorts of metal objects, just kind of like glued to myself. Yeah, the fucking vaccine. This fucking nutty bitch was right the whole time.
like my uncle, like he was a little like
He show up like a Borg.
yeah, exactly. Like my uncle was a little skeptical. Yeah.
Join us.
Resistance
Like,
is futile.
My uncle
We're
was a
gonna
little
get sued.
my uncle was a little skeptical of the vaccine when it first got announced, and he worked for Pfizer for 25 years. He had just retired, but then he got to see all the data and stuff that was about it. And he was like, "Yeah, this is actually up on the up and up." So he's like, "Go ahead and get it." I was actually waiting until my uncle said yes or no before I got it. Like if he had said wait, I would have waited.
Yeah, I mean,
got
that
it.
makes
Just
sense,
telling
though.
people that I've been vaccinated. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah.
You gotta cut that.
But
That's a felony.
No, it's fine. It's like it's parody. The Mooks podcast practices healing through humor,
Why do
consisting
you-
of hyperbolic statements and parody on the backside with the use of disclaimers to cover the collective asses.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like how you just say it's parody to cover any fucking wild shit.
Parody.
Listen, politicians have been doing
Chad, will you
that
put
since
that
the
down with all
70s.
those
We can do it
numbers?
too.
That's true.
What numbers? What are you talking about? Oh, that's not that big.
I mean, what was so we've been wanting. So you guys are going to be doing this milk challenge, not this week, but at a later date. It's going to be 2% milk, 1 gallon. Chad has selected to do 2 half gallons because he wants to be able to time himself
It was
proportionally.
also not what I selected.
He wants
but he made,
quarts.
he made a decision when I wasn't
No,
there.
he wants quarts.
Oh, one of those.
No,
Oh.
he wants quarts, but they don't sell quarts.
Well, they will at the next place you go to,
buy
which is
quarts-
literally
you can buy
anywhere else
quarts
that
at
sells
any
milk.
granite
What are you
shop.
talking about? You just go to one fucking little
I know.
corner
Where did you
store?
go to buy
Walmart.
milk?
I went to Walmart.
Bad idea. Apparently.
Okay.
When you don't go to Walmart to buy 1 quart of milk. They don't sell small.
I'll
anything.
find it out, and I'm giving away any milk that you guys want to take home for the next week just to use.
I'll give you some money for a gallon.
Okay. Sounds
$3.
good.
I don't know how I feel about buying milk at my friends. But
Yeah, I needed a gallon
Yeah.
anyways.
It's all right.
I went
cool.
to my friend's condo and bought a gallon of milk.
If you just want,
I
you
get
can have
meat
it.
out of a van, so it's fine.
He's not talking about steaks either.
Can't remember his name.
It's more too airy.
Oh god! But now there's a second challenge that I've been wanting to propose that it's a little bit more long form. That actually the winner of the milk challenge would actually get a prize and an advantage in the next challenge. What I'm proposing is a 2-month long tag challenge.
That long?
2 months long. So the podcast studio is home base, and from then on out, it's basically free range, no tag backs. Whoever is it the longest in the course of 2 months is the loser. And so what we
How
do,
do we time that?
simple
By timing
in
it?
Signal post.
Oh, okay. I
So-
gotcha.
So we throw up in a signal. So if AJ tags Evan cannot tag AJ back, but AJ has to post.
I feel like I
tags.
should after enough time,
What?
like an hour or two.
What?
I could tag AJ back.
We could if we wanted to do it over a certain period of
Yeah.
time.
That's acceptable.
Because we
How
don't.
about instead of an?
Hours, 24 hours.
How about
It's 2 months long, so it's 2 months long.
I know it's 2 months long, but
Right.
a 24-hour tag back cooldown?
8 hour, because sometimes I might see Evan at 4 p.m. on the street. Sometimes I see him at 4 a.m. on the
Okay,
street.
we could do that.
That
So
one,
8
yeah.
hour, so an 8 hour time period.
those are
Now,
nights I go to Big Gun.
now here's what I'm proposing. The winner of the milk challenge,
Dude, their burgers are so good.
whether you complete the whole
the
gallon,
blow.
right? So whether you complete the milk challenge,
Funny, I've never been hungry at Big Gun.
yeah. So like even if you don't drink the whole gallon, but you drink more than Chad, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a remote tag, meaning that anytime during the challenge, you can remotely tag anybody in the group. Meaning like over a text, you can be like, Dave's it.
And
I'm
that's
using
if
my
we
remote
win
tag.
the challenge.
If you win the challenge, we're going to discuss the victory. The loser of the tag challenge, I have proposed something that it's not permanent, it's not over the top, but it is something worth not wanting to lose for. No.
Yeah, it's face tattoo.
No.
Face that.
He just said not permanent tattoo.
Right.
You can get rid of them. It's just not cheap.
Yeah, it's not cheap. Your girlfriend just got rid of her tattoos.
I am proposing, and I am completely willing to back this, getting one eyebrow shaved off.
Oh man,
No, I can't.
I can't do that.
Why
I
not?
can't do that.
Because I fucking work.
You work in
people's
professional.
faces.
You work in
Yes.
professional.
I literally
So
am the
shave the
first
other one off
thing
and it'll look
people
normal.
see walking
Okay.
into my bar.
So let's
So
agree
shave
upon
the other one off. It won't look weird.
just like a fucking psychopath.
Also,
Like
we were
that.
discussing this last
just have
night.
no hair like the dude at Henry's.
Also, we were discussing
Completely hairless.
We were discussing
yeah,
this yesterday.
alopecia or whatever.
Chad
the
barely-
bartender at
Oh,
Henry's.
yeah.
Chad doesn't even have
Coolest
eyebrows
dude.
most of the time. So, but let's discuss the
I
actual.
told you they wouldn't be down for it.
Let's discuss the actual.
Chad already looks like he doesn't have eyebrows.
That's
he
what
has
we were
flesh
saying.
colored
Yeah,
hair.
I know. So let's discuss the
It's
actual
flesh-colored
the
mustache.
the
It's not
punishment for the
punishable.
person who is tagged the most or the longest. What's a adequate and reasonable punishment that is worth not losing?
I mean, give me some time to think about it. I'll come up with a good one. I can't think of a good one.
Like
on
I
the
said,
spot.
not
No,
permanent, but
on the spot.
something where it's like I definitely don't want this to
All right,
happen.
but
to me,
we
but it's
can't
not
start.
permanent.
We can't start the tag as soon as we leave this door.
Why not?
No, because that's just a cause. For an
It's
issue.
just going to cause some kind of havoc out there. Driving and shit.
AJ's gonna get pushed
That's
out the
what
fucking.
I'm
AJ's
worried
gonna
about
jump
is
out the
we
third
just
story
see
balcony.
Yeah, how about
we see the other person's car. We just pit maneuver.
All right.
him, fucking
Pit
drag
maneuver.
him,
All right.
I
drag
got
him out of
you.
the smoldering ruins.
1 hour. Okay,
Call
here's
911.
Here's what we'll do. 1 hour. 1 hour after after we leave the studio, and we have to do something to declare who's it first. We have to figure out who is it first.
Yeah, we have to do random numbers.
No. I know what we're gonna do. Nose goes.
That's fine.
All right. So
Put it in the chat now.
Yep. Okay. So
We gotta start a separate signal text group for it.
So
How many hours do I got? 8?
You have 8 hours until you can tag back somebody.
Midnight.
No. Now
you have an
can
hour.
tag-
No, you have an
now-
hour after we leave.
Yeah. So what happens is you cannot. So you can tag anybody at any time except the person who tagged you in 8 hours. And an hour after the podcast ends, I will start the 2-month timer on my phone, and it will keep going for 2 months.
No. This is what we do.
Okay.
We start a new signal group called the tag game, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Well, we got to add JJ to it.
He's going to be gone for 2 weeks.
I know.
Yeah, JJ's leaving.
He just
Oh.
left.
Yeah, he just left, so I guess it's just.
But listen,
between
this
us
is
four
what we
then.
do.
Yeah, I'm
Every time you tag somebody, you message the signal group. I just tagged so and so.
Right.
And the
So
other
that way,
person
there's a
confirms
timed
it,
log
yeah.
of every time someone was tagged and then when they tagged somebody.
Right.
And then at the end of the 2 months, we can look at that log, even if we don't keep track.
Yeah, it's simple enough. It's simple enough.
Are you Italian, you fucking Mooks? Stop
Yes,
doing that.
about half of me. Guess what the other half is? I'm sure you know.
Yeah, tiny dick. Isn't that French? Or French?
This is an excellent cocktail, by the way.
Oh
It's an
yeah.
excellent cocktail. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Maybe
just,
that's why I feel like shit. I haven't drank yet.
We got a ton
I'm
of
gonna
PBR.
shortly have to make another one if you want one.
Yeah.
Dave, I take it you don't have soda in there?
I don't think so, buddy. I think. No, I don't think so. I think we got milk. We do
fine.
have milk. We got PBR. We got banana bread beer. We got a bottle of
So
wine.
You don't have to
hot
tell me
outside.
this.
Truly's, a PBR. That's about it.
Wine or bottle of wine in here.
A Mandy.
Well, I thought she wasn't allowed in here.
Yeah, she put all her mixers in here too. So if we ever want to use mixers, we can use those. I don't think she wants to use those anymore. Those are flavors that she doesn't like.
She got pina colada mix? I do
Maybe.
need pina colada.
I think she likes pina colada, so she wouldn't leave them in here for me to use.
Fucking awesome. Yeah. When I was in Miami, the first hotel I stayed at, was on the beach, and like they had a bunch of chairs set up, and people just walked around you. And dude, I probably drank like 6 fucking pina coladas in a matter of 3 hours.
They're so great,
fucking
dude.
drunk.
I love how you say people walked around you. Like normally anywhere else, people would walk through you or on you.
No. I meant like
No, I get what you meant.
like
but-
servers. Yeah, like they're like.
Oh,
"Do
you meant servers.
Yeah, they were like, "Do you need anything?" And they bring you ice water, food,
Gotcha.
fucking
Yeah, no, I get
It
you
was
now.
a legit thing. And then another guy came up, and he was like, he's just like, "Hey man, if you want to get on jet skis or get some tickets to some clubs, like I can help with that." And it was like 4 p.m. and I'm already really drunk. I'm like, I don't need any of that.
That's jet ski sounds. I love a jet ski.
I'll tell you what I do need. $100 later, I was feeling right as rain.
Dude, I've been drunk on a jet ski before, and that's one of the few times where I've told myself I'm in a very bad spot right now. I'm in a
That's
horrible
dangerous.
idea. I know.
You're not supposed to do
I
that.
know, that's
I know.
super dangerous.
That's how you kill people.
You're not
dude.
supposed to be drunken on the water regardless.
Yeah.
I understand that. And
I don't know why
You also
everybody
just
thinks
admitted
that's-
to a felony that has no.
I don't know why
statute of
people-
limitations. Statute of limitations.
There is no
absolutely.
statute of
No, there
limitations on drunk driving.
There
5
is,
years.
there definitely is. But I don't.
5 years.
Dude. I don't understand
I
why
have a
people
really
think
funny
it's
story.
acceptable. I don't know why people think it's acceptable to drink on a boat when they're so much more difficult to operate than
Right.
fucking cars.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, it was one of those points where like I didn't think I was drunk, and by the time I was halfway out on the water on the lake, I was like, "This is bad." Like I did basically like 3 or 4 shots within 30 minutes, and then I was like, "Okay, let's go on the water." And then by the time I'm in the halfway across the lake, I'm like, I stopped in the middle of the lake, and I'm like, "This is bad. This is really
This
bad.
fucking-
I'm gonna
this
get
kid
fucked up."
yesterday, I was catching a drink with one of my managers who just quit, and this kid yesterday fucking puts back 3 shots instantly, and I'm just like, my stomach is curling, and I'm like, damn, dude, that's wild. And he's
I don't
like-
remember going to your bar.
And he's like, no, this is at Carmela's actually, so you can imagine the type of people.
Wait, this is your manager?
No, it's not my manager. I'm just a friend of one of the servers who was sitting next to us. And he puts 3 back, and he's like, yeah, I mean, and it's like, you really get really drunk fast when you take Xanax. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Jesus Christ, dude.
I'm like, yo. And like, usually I'm not the type to tell completely random strangers, like, hey, man, you
like
better
one of my
fucking
friends.
reevaluate your
Did he
life.
have face tattoos?
No, dude, he was like a pretty unassuming fucking standard white guy. Just fucking.
Those are the most dangerous.
I know.
Yeah.
Where are the dangerous ones?
You're not unassuming.
I shave my beard. I'm trying to be unassuming.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't believe that he fucking would take 3 shots and a bunch of Xanax. Like, you're gonna die, man. He's like, guess I got an Uber. Yeah, I fucking, you're gonna Uber in an ambulance to get your stomach pumped.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Little Xan is I think clean now because of shit like that.
What is it?
Little Xan is actually
Little Xan?
I think he's actually clean now because he almost fucking died from it.
Whoops. I could swing and a miss on the name.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow, I'm surprised that one wasn't sustainable.
I know.
Little Oxy doesn't hang out with him anymore. Not cool.
Yeah, little third degree burns has decided to stay out of house fires recently.
Oh my god. So AJ, have you heard about the Legos cease and desist order on that gun company?
Oh, yeah, the Glock.
Yeah, they made a Glock. Some gun company made a Glock 19 that looks like it's made out of Legos.
Yeah.
They're just like, now I'm actually really impressed of how
It's
good it
definitely
looks.
a safety concern. 'Cause
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like there's
it
limits
looks
to
like
it.
a child's toy.
This is
You
from
could put Legos on it.
yes. So there's this company called
literally-
That's bad.
Oh,
you
yeah.
just walk around with your hand encased with
dude,
a bunch
it's
of
a
A bunch
Legos.
of Legos. It's like a block of Legos.
This
just-
is worse than you
This
imagine.
is what it is. I know. So Culper Precision. This is a guy
Oh,
out
I
of
like
Utah.
the sights on it.
I know, right?
The
It's the little
sights
laser.
are dope. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I want it.
I
I want it.
I really want it. How
I
much does it say
really
it
want
is?
it. Dude, think about the customization.
How much does it say it is?
I'm gonna look it up right now how much it costs.
Because,
like, is there a link?
it looks like Legos, it's
Now-
$800
Now
flat.
it
absolutely.
says now it says
It wouldn't be a problem if it was all black, though.
now I think it's actually more of a parody because it's initially described as a 10 out of 10 meme gun. I think it's actually
It
more
might
of a
not be
parody.
real, is that what you're
right?
saying?
But like it is actually it's impressive how good it looks.
Meme
Like,
guns are just a category of guns. Like they
Really?
have guns that are like ARs that are bronies.
I think it's
like
just
brony
like it's
style.
unpractical. Like nobody's
It's
gonna walk around
unpractical.
looking like a clown.
Yeah, at the end of the world, it's useless.
I got my
but-
clown gun on
But
me.
there are people who buy those guns, and
you've
they
gotta-
are referred to as meme guns. They're just
Okay.
like a mockery of guns, but they're actually functioning guns.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just picturing
It's like a
somebody.
super pimped out gun.
I'm just
Yeah.
picturing somebody in a ghillie suit, but they have a fucking 50 cal that's like that.
just all
bright
orange
ass.
and yellow and red.
Like
Yeah,
some of these Call of Duty
exactly.
guns, like you're literally purple.
yeah, they're not taught. It's,
You look like You look like Barney.
right, exactly.
No one will see me. I'm sneaking through the woods in my Barney suit.
But no, like they didn't
You're
list
so,
the actual
you guys
price.
are dumb. They're all going to be looking for soldiers.
Nobody's gonna shoot the guy playing with Legos, but the guy playing with Legos is gonna shoot you.
They're looking for army guys. Oh, that was speaking of other like military gun shit. There was a guy who actually got in trouble because he leaked actual military tank specs in a video game forum. So like there's a high-ranking officer I think in the British military. He was a
Doesn't sound like an accident.
well no like he posted, but I don't think he
Guys,
thought
I'm
it was
thinking
classified.
think about taking that fort. Who's in for a raid? I have specs for the new tank.
yeah.
Looking for fabricator who can build this.
So you guys have like you know the game War Thunder, right? It's been around for a long time. It's like a
we
free to
sponsored
play.
by them?
I was just going to
No.
say, it's our new sponsor.
If you say we're sponsored, I have good things.
Yes.
You know? Are
So-
we sponsored or no?
No.
No, but
Oh,
we
dude,
could be.
fuck that game. I played it. It's like a pay-to-win game.
Oh, absolutely.
it's
yeah,
not-
it's
yeah.
fucking
Oh,
shit. I would never.
It's a
download
free to
it.
play
I wanted to
game.
make
Of course
sure I
it's gonna
didn't
win.
say that.
Right.
Then you're like, well, we're sponsored by
Right.
them.
I mean, now
Fucking
I will.
cut it.
I do enjoy the aerial combat because that was the main part of the
Are
game.
you sure
for a
we're
long
not
time.
sponsored by?
No,
them?
I did enjoy it because I like flying
Demolition
around.
Ranch style.
No, they did
promoting
have
it.
because
This
they are
is-
mainly focused on their flight
This is
simulator
taking
aspect.
about
Right.
as long as your normal advertisements do. So.
I know.
Yeah, I want to go to the bathroom and do coke now.
Right. So like,
In fact, I will be right back.
so like they've increased to like land combat, sea combat, but of course it's always been more of a aerial combat thing.
It's all
but
about the planes.
they've actually they're very focused on being kind of really realistic in terms of like the specs of the planes and the vehicles and all that stuff, as well as like the visual aspects. Well, there's a guy who's believed to be a commander in the Royal Tank Regiment in the UK, who is a like diehard like or is it a what was the game called? War Thunder. He's a huge
say, get our
diehard War Thunder
sponsor's
fan.
name right there.
I know he's a diehard War Thunder fan.
I get
and he
Truly's
was-
name right. Truly, take the chance.
and he was
Just do it.
right.
Truly, ba 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 ba.
I'm drinking it.
So-
You're gonna have to cut. Wait,
No, it's
parody.
good.
That's right.
Exactly.
It's all
It's parody.
So like
All parody.
disclaimer.
We have no sponsors.
yeah, so he was in the War Thunder forums and he was talking about how he thinks that one of the tanks was misspec'd and like not done properly. And the developers of the War Thunder game were saying how he was wrong. And it's for the Challenger 2 tank.
Don't
it's like
you
a
know
modern
who I am?
No, and so it's a modern tank. And so what he did is he dropped actual specs that are from the British military in the actual forum chat that he didn't realize were still classified in some portions of the documents. And so he was like actually proving them wrong. Like, here, these are the actual specs.
I
of this
understand.
tank.
What a fucking loser.
What an
He's like, I'm right, you're wrong.
You know he was.
Yes. Not only that, he's like a high-ranking
I'll
official.
show them. They're wrong, and I'm right.
I use these tanks every day.
So he got.
I'm a tank guy.
So he is in a bit of a. He's in a bit of trouble, and they had to
sticky
pull the
wicket,
forum
I
down.
believe they call it over
I
there.
think his lawyer said sticky
He's in,
wicket.
he's in a spot of
And then they
trouble.
broke for tea time.
And yeah,
Right.
and then they all pulled crumpets out of their pockets. I don't know. I've never been to England.
And then the French surrendered or something. I don't know.
once again, one of the
Eurasia. Did you know
historically
that-
one of the strongest militaries ever. But continue.
Did you know that children in Europe learn that there are only 6 continents and that Europe and Asia are one?
Eurasia?
Eurasia, and that they actually learn that. And
Really?
that people in South America learned that there are 6 continents, but they split up Europe and Asia. They learned that North and South America are just referred to as
Well,
the
I mean,
Americas.
they're teaching them the right thing because there are only 6 continents. Antarctica's not real.
There's
It's really
actually,
just
like,
an ice shelf
There's
that
actually
protects us
15
from
continents.
not us so much as the water from
There should be more.
The water-
falling off the edge of
Right,
the earth. Right.
right,
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
course.
No, so they're right.
There's actually 15 continents, technically.
Richard Branson
If you
should,
go by what
Tectonic plates,
yeah.
you mean?
classifies
Yeah,
a
tectonic
continent.
plate.
Richard Branson should bring. You know how you've seen all those ads on social media where it's like you can have 2 people can win a trip to be in his like galactic
His
flights.
upper sky plane.
Yeah, he should
I
just
thought
start.
that was just reserved for pedophiles. I mean, the rich.
What's the difference?
He should just put up. He should just put up flat earthers. He should just fly flat earthers up there and just fucking ruin their lives. He's like, and that would just do exactly. I love seeing flat earthers getting proven wrong. There's like that one awesome video of them doing like the light experiment where it's like, yeah, you can see it, right? It's like, no, I can't see the light. And it's like, it's bending. It's like, what do you mean it's bending?
Hold it up in the air.
Hold it up. It is up.
Run this one by the boys in the lab. It's just 2 guys, so they're not just sketch.
And a little cardboard for it says Flat Earth Society.
No girls. Spelled with a U and a Z.
Their mom's bringing them out the cake at the end of the day.
One of them's in a cape.
So you try
One is in a cape.
One's dressed as a stormtrooper.
You try to infiltrate it. It's like, what's the password? The Earth is flat. Damn it! I told you that was a dumb password.
Got it again.
Why does everybody know our password?
They threaten you with a wand. You best not be an invader.
I'm Expelliarmus the shit out of you.
We bought a book off Amazon that taught us witchcraft.
Oh no, wait! Look at this website, flatearthscience.org. It'll tell you everything you need to know.
What was it? The My Pillow guy created the sleep
Oh
society.
yeah, the My Pillow. Remember how the My Pillow used to win the best sleep by the National Sleep Foundation? He created the National Sleep Foundation.
Dude, the genius.
We should
You know,
do
he was
that.
like a really bad crackhead. Like,
also
he lived
like
on
a-
the streets.
He's
Yeah,
also
crackhead.
like a
I
hard.
mean, so is Tim Allen.
I mean, clearly he's
Well,
like
I mean,
a
the guy
fuck-
sells pillows.
So was Robert Downey Jr. in the 90s.
yeah. I mean, now he's Iron Man.
I
God
can't
rest his
blame
soul.
I can't blame My Pillow guy for making up an organization like that. Because if you're dumb
Well,
enough
it's a multiverse, he's
to
back.
trust the authority of an organization that you're only now hearing for the first time in your life, then you're already stupid.
No, honey, you don't understand. It's the National Sleep Foundation. This is what these people do.
You've heard of them before? No, first time ever. And you trust them.
A warehouse full of sleeping people. they measure toss by turn ratios.
They open up. It's actually just a huge opium den. Guys in cots just slaying out.
Just pillows all over the floor, and there's just drug addicts sprawled all over the place.
You want to keep staying here, right? Vote us the best fucking pillow.
Which pillow's about My Pillow? Yeah, you heard him, boys. Another vote for My Pillow.
I do hear it's a good pillow, though.
Yeah, the cube. I've heard about the cube pillow. This new pillow. It's like a cube.
Oh no, I've heard about.
I've heard it's really good because it's like allows you to like align your neck.
I'm
right,
a I'm a
something like
big
that.
fan
The
of
commercial
the
says that.
of the dodecahedral pillow.
The dodecahedral.
Roll for sleep initiative. Natural one. Guess I'm staying up all night.
Critical failure. I'm so excited.
You roll 20, you just pass out where you stand.
Great success.
What were we talking about? That's right.
Oh, the tanks.
Yeah, the tanks.
Oh, I think we got that.
We killed that one.
Just cut all that.
Anyways, so play War Thunder. They're great.
Yeah.
It's a game. It exists.
No, wait, we're not sponsored by
Speaking,
them, are
yeah.
we?
Here,
I
let's
don't think
actually.
we're sponsored by anybody. I
Well,
just
we
think
do. We want to thank our the people
No,
who
don't
make
do
this
it now.
possible.
I don't want to roll 20.
We want to thank Buzzsprout.
That's what we call a callback, guys.
I'm just gonna grab my pillow and go to sleep.
Listen, you guys, if you guys ever want to make a podcast, use Buzzsprout. If you want to convince your friends
don't
to
you have
come,
this recorded?
no, shut up. Let me do this bit.
This isn't a
It's
bit.
not about it's
Right.
not bit.
That
if you
was
want,
a bit.
if you want me to, if you want to create a podcast, you should do it with Buzzsprout. If you want to be able to convince your friends to, come spend time with you so you can monetize it like me, use Buzzsprout.com. If you want to promote your comedy career and, test all your best bits out like Evan, you should use Buzzsprout.com. If you want to have an excuse to drink all your friends' alcohol and tell stories
Flying
about the bar
dildo
life,
versus sheriff.
like AJ, you should do it. If you want to talk about skulls and the shapes and sizes of skulls, like Chad, you should use Buzzsprout.com.
Did you know you can get all this? The best way to get all the skin off of a skull is to bury it.
No.
Yep.
But that's not what you want to do.
Well, it's the easiest way.
Chad knows. Chad knows.
You let
Why?
nature take over.
Why does Chad knows?
I don't want to talk about it. Now, I'm into head shrinking.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
You know, like the Amazons.
All right, well, this has been fun.
I'll sign something so you can have my head when I die.
Oh, I'm totally going for that.
No, I don't want that.
Chad isn't prepared to do this within the next 2 years.
So, have you not heard about the sheriff
I thought you were
who got
about to tell me I'm gonna die.
No,
have you not heard you're gonna die?
No, have you not heard
I was
about?
like, wait, what?
So
You've been opening my mail
You
again?
didn't talk to the old gypsy woman that came through town?
No, so you've never heard about the sheriff who got attacked by a dildo?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't
So there-
follow that much dildo news.
Okay, so there was this.
I also back the blue, so this is
Okay.
I'm immediately out of this.
I'm on the side of the dildo now.
All dildos are bastards.
So there was this. There's a sheriff who's running for mayor in
Natural progression.
right in Albuquerque, and so he fucking was. He was
I was
doing.
gonna say my turn.
I'm half convinced Albuquerque is the same place it was in 1874.
And everyone in Albuquerque is convinced it's 1874.
Exactly. So he was doing like a campaign event from his mayoral run, and there's this guy who's definitely like very anti this candidate or whatever, and so he tried to assault the sheriff at a prior event and got kicked out and got a restraining order put on him. So what he decided to do was that at another event he was going to strap a giant dildo to a drone, and he was going to fly it during the guy's speech. So while he was at the sheriff was giving a speech, he had this happen to him. I love the audio that comes with it.
I'm a big fan of this.
So he's trying to record it and control the drone at the same time.
Really? You couldn't get a friend to help him?
Yeah, someone's gonna help you do that. And then that's the event owner who grabbed it from him. So the guy who owns the establishment.
I like how he had
randomly
that he
grabbed
forced
it.
the guy to grab it right by the dildo.
Yeah,
too.
Well, I mean, it's the easiest point of it.
Everyone knows you gotta.
grab.
Everyone knows you gotta work the shaft and cup the
yeah.
blades.
Yeah.
Cup the blades.
I actually have 2 drones. I have 2
Yeah.
drones still in the box at home.
So like the only way he got caught was because he actually tried
You
to
have
go
a bunch of
recover the drone.
dildos.
Demolition
I got a
drone.
bunch of cops I don't like.
That's weird. I have a bunch of cops that don't like me.
No, I was there.
You guys are degenerates.
Exactly. That's why I think that song. If we
You're
license
right.
that
Tell
song,
us
it'd be
more
great.
about your shrinking fucking heads, Chad.
At least I do that in the privacy of my own home.
2 consenting dads.
I'm not the one out there flying dildos around. You know how many children probably saw that? I don't know.
I don't know. How many children are brought to Albuquerque mayoral campaigns?
Probably a lot.
Probably at least 1 million.
No. There might have been like
Roughly
6.
the same amount of people that can drink a gallon of milk in an hour.
There's nothing
It's
else.
probably in the dozen range.
There's
1
nothing
to
else.
12.
There are dozens of us.
There is a dozen of us.
There's nothing else going on in Albuquerque, so it's the most entertaining thing kids are gonna probably see in Albuquerque for at least the next 6 months, until Switchfoot goes and does a
What the
thing
hell
there.
is Switchfoot?
It's like a Christian band.
Oh, okay.
You don't know what Switchfoot
You know
is?
who also ran for the sheriff of, I think it was Albuquerque, was Hunter S. Thompson.
Really?
Yeah. You know who that is, right? That's who Johnny Depp's character in Fear and Loathing is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
that,
okay.
he was. If you don't know about him, he was a really crazy fucking dude. He
Oh, of
was like,
course.
all that shit that went down in that movie, and it was pretty much an accurate depiction of what Hunter S. Thompson's life was like.
I mean, but it was also like, it was also more of when the reporters would come and interview him, he felt like he had to establish that persona because he wasn't fucking waking up, smoking a pack of cigarettes, and doing 6 cocktails and 6 lines of blow every fucking morning. It was because they talked about this in his autobiography, and when
Not
his
everyone
friends
can be
know
a
him.
Jones, I guess.
Right. Like, it wasn't actually that. A more interesting writer that I think is Ernest Hemingway, because Ernest Hemingway was a fucking madman. Like, his fucking life was crazy. Served in, like, World War II, was doing operations for the KGB, fucking spent his life like hunting lions and shit when he wasn't like completely
KGB
fucked
the
up.
Jews or the Russians?
The Russians.
Russians.
Yes.
Are you serious?
That's the KJB. That's the KJB.
I think of Mossad.
That's the Mossad, yeah. But no,
I had a blank for a second.
he had a binge one time where he was off in like the Mediterranean hunting Nazi U-boats with a machine gun and a pack of grenades off of like a small boat.
Ever hear of that guy that stormed the beaches of D-Day with a longbow?
Yeah, with a longbow.
Yeah,
and a
And
sword.
playing a bagpipes.
Scottish, yeah, one of the Scottish guys. Do you remember that story about the USS Texas?
No.
Okay, so when D-Day was happening, right, you had the big gunboats that were firing artillery off and trying to hit the guns on the beaches. Well, at a certain point, you can't hit, as they were falling back, they couldn't hit them anymore because they were running out of range. So what the USS Texas did is decided that they were going to be different, and they were going, because, the boats only have so much angle.
Yeah.
So what they did was they flooded half of their fucking boat so that they would
it
sink
angled.
sideways so they could yeet fucking Nazis across the fucking continent and hit them off of the beaches. I thought this was one of the most badass stories
great.
I've ever heard in my entire life.
One of the most badass American military stories that I like is back in the Revolution was John Paul Jones, like basically the founder of the American Navy.
Yeah.
He was like, that's not his real name. He was like some Scottish or Scotch Welsh fucking just a lunatic.
Right.
Came over and adopted the name John Paul Jones to like kind of fit in more in America.
Simulate.
Right.
Yes. And so basically his thought was, well, the whole British Navy's over here.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't I just fucking go over there?
Yes, I love this story.
Yeah, so this dude just started raiding fucking British coastal cities, fucking capturing ships.
In the middle of the Revolutionary
Yeah, in the
War.
middle of the Revolutionary War. And then, like, the quote, I have not yet begun to fight, is from him. Like, they were outnumbered, like, 4 or 5 ships to 1, and he's just there probably fucking side-eyed and fucking full of grog and... like, we gotta get out of here. I'm not yet begun to fight. Just fucking charges in and wins the fucking battle somehow. Probably out of, like, nobody, like, they probably
Just
all
out of
figured,
pure big dick energy.
Yeah, they probably all
Big
figured,
Dick Energy wins the day.
They probably all figured, all right, this guy's gonna fucking turn around and turn tail, and company's still coming. I can't explain it. And I assume it just fucking was an insane show.
Give them steel, lads.
He's like, give me my Edward Teach hat.
There was a great story. I can't remember which president or which American leader it was. It was like Benjamin Franklin or some like someone went over to Britain after the Revolutionary War, and he went to a party and he went into like their house or into their bathroom, and in their bathroom was a portrait of George Washington, which was kind of a sign of disrespect, and so everyone knew that he was going to walk into the bathroom and see that. And so he came out and everyone was like looking around waiting for him to say something. They're like, well, did you see the portrait in the bathroom? And he's like, oh, absolutely, I did. And they go, well, did you think it was an appropriate place, for him to be? And he's like, absolutely. And they're like, well, what do you mean? Because they thought he would be pissed off. He's like, well, nothing really makes a British man shit himself faster than the sight of George Washington.
That's a good one.
I think
honestly,
there was a great story.
If
So
you look at the founding fathers, like they were nothing. Like they probably had no plan that this would work.
They're our age. They were our age, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they were big time drunks.
Oh yeah, dude.
They were like, you ever see that bill for George Washington's? You should look it up. Look up the bill for George Washington, or the tab for George Washington's going away party or retirement party or something like that. Just George Washington's open tab. You can Google.
There's another one.
You have to find it and read it off, and it's something like,
Got it.
What is it?
No single moment best exemplifies this than the time George Washington and his army buddies celebrated the signing of the Constitution by drinking enough booze to rack up a tab worthy of today's currency, $17,253.
Wow,
$17,253. It was the night of September 15th, 1787, and George Washington had many reasons to celebrate.
Yeah, it has. If you read the article, it has it all listed off, and there's only like 13 people there. And they drank like
one for each
15
colony.
kegs, like 15 kegs, 160 barrels or crates of wine or something.
Because they didn't have much like crazy shit to drink back then. Like they had,
and it went for
wine,
like 4
whiskey.
days.
They probably had a much
And
higher
it went for
tolerance
like
than
4
us.
days.
'Cause it's
not
what
to
they
mention
drink
they
all the time.
also like a lot of them did a bunch of blow. like cocaine and crack and stuff like that, and they had
different variants of what it is.
Chinese
Yeah,
herbs,
some
Chinese
sort of-
herbs and shit they would chew that was basically like not poppy seeds, but whatever it is that
Some sort of downer.
kratom or something. It gives you like a massive amount of energy.
I mean, people then probably still were chewing coca leaves, just like the
Coca
Aztecs.
leaves, yeah.
You can chew tobacco leaves and get the same.
Yeah, but it's
Energetic,
disgusting.
yeah.
I know it's disgusting, but these people
Back then, they didn't give a shit. Dude,
Yeah.
look at their teeth. They literally would
Right.
literally replace their teeth with wood.
Yeah, dude, like their teeth
That is
would
true.
rot out from just the raw amount of sugar they were consuming.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of these people died like from
Well, yeah.
from their diet.
So another huge bill racked up by an American president, and I don't know if it was Bill, but anyways, the party, his inauguration party, Andrew Jackson's, lasted for 3 days, and he had to evacuate the White House.
Everyone out.
No, he himself had to, because it was just like his party just kept going. And
Oh,
like,
he had to.
yeah, he
oh
and
my-
Old Hickory had to run away.
They called it a ragged mob.
Yeah, it's fucking yours, guys.
Bunch of War 1812 vets. Fucking-
Just
Dude, you know what's crazy about the War of
eight?
1812? It was won by the South.
I mean, it was
Because the North didn't have a standing army.
Right.
It was at that time we didn't have the
Yeah,
Union Army.
The North,
we only
the North
had
disbanded their army.
Yeah, we only had militias from in like each village would be required to send X amount of people, but like no one would show up in the North. They're like, no,
Right.
I have surgery to do tomorrow.
It was Stonewall Jackson that did a lot of the fucking winning.
Yeah, and
The major wars.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, the major
he was
battles.
a hero of War of 1812, and then like basically the French pushed all the way or the British pushed it all the way down, burnt the White House, and then the Southern armies just like marched them back and slaughtered them.
Right, but like the Treaty of 1812 was like basically one sentence. Like nothing was accomplished, nothing was earned. It was like basically mulligan.
What a waste of
Mulligan,
a fucking
mulligan.
war.
I know, like what
It
a
was
waste.
Britain was like,
because
all right,
Britain
all
thought they
right,
could
all
just
right, you
come
guys-
back in and
yeah.
take over.
Well, they were capturing American sailors under some pretense of like war with France, of course, and they figured they could just do it because we were a fleggling nation, and
Yeah.
they left a
I mean-
bunch of troops in Canada after the
I mean,
Revolutionary
like, have you
War.
seen my open tab?
Yeah, I'm sure. When John McCain was looking through his history books as a kid, looking at the War of 1812, going, "What a waste of a perfectly good war."
Perfectly good war.
Meghan McCain was sitting on the View. It was like, "My father was tortured for 1,000 years to come back here and start 7 wars." Tim Dillon's got one of the best fucking videos impersonating Meghan McCain.
Can you hit me my other Joel and swap this?
I got you.
Well, actually, I got to swap pods. The old Tool Jewel system. Never, always be nicotine.
Right. Oh my god. So what was it?
Does somebody? Do you want another mule?
No, I'm good. I'm good
I'm
for
gonna
one
go
drink.
make a mule. I'll be right back. Still don't know what to fucking do with headphones.
I'm impressed how that's like magnetizes itself right into perfect position. That is pretty cool.
What?
Well, you've never seen a Juul charger?
I don't.
It's got a magnet in it.
Yeah, I don't mess with them. So like,
A lot of phone chargers are like.
Come on,
that
Dave.
for, like,
13-year-old kids
for,
understand
like
them.
tablets
but I don't
and stuff.
smoke, so I don't really mess with the tech. You know?
The tech.
Yeah. Like so.
Magnets.
Yeah.
How do they work?
Well, no, like I didn't know that came with like a
Magnets. How do they work? What do they taste like?
So how much ramen did you guys eat when you were like?
I had a hot
Teenagers.
bowl of ramen on my lap while you were calling me to
Really?
come here. And I
Nice.
didn't even finish it. I put so much cayenne pepper in that. I didn't even take a bite of it yet.
Oh god.
And it was still hot when you called me, and I was like, I'm on the way. Finishing an episode of TV.
There was
An episode of TV.
a few weeks ago there was a truck in Arkansas. It was a big semi truck that was headed towards like a distribution site that was carrying 20,000 pounds of ramen noodles, and it wrecked off the side of the road and drove into the fucking lake.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome. I wish all the ramen would just float up.
I mean, they've lost. I mean, that company had to have lost what 20,000 pounds of ramen. So you're looking at about like $4.87 worth of fucking ramen noodles.
I was gonna say, I'm sure they'll recover.
Yeah. Oh man.
Right.
There was another one like a few weeks ago. Before that, some guy actually broke into a truck and stole a truck worth of like a whole bunch of noodles. Like they stole like a semi truck full of ramen noodles.
What do you do with that?
I don't know,
You
but
can't even eat them all in time. They would go bad.
I know.
No,
But
they won't.
I think he was just.
They
trying
don't go
to-
bad for like 4 years, but
Yeah.
still.
And they have GPS on the trucks, so it's even stupider. Like if this was like the 80s, I get it, but like no way. So if you could guess,
There's no point in stealing any vehicle. You could put a GPS
So-
in your vehicle. You know how you put a GPS in your vehicle? Throw a tile on the floor in there.
Yeah.
And that's it. One of those tile trackers. Throw it in under your car mat.
Okay.
Boom, you have a tracker in your car. Now, if anyone ever steals your car, you know where it is with the tile app.
Yeah. Most phone apps now have a GPS location on your app.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, but no, I'm saying with cars. Your car, if you don't have a GPS in your car, put a tile in it.
Yeah.
And now you have a tracker.
So for 44, so it was about 4,444 boxes of noodles. How many, in reality, how much money do you think that was? About 4,500 boxes of noodles.
That doesn't sound like a lot of noodles.
Well, there's a lot of space in the trucks. And there's
No, that's
72 ounce.
4,400 boxes of noodles. He's not saying packages.
Yeah, no, I know.
But how many packages are in a box?
Yeah.
Are these big boxes? Or these little boxes?
Each
That's
box,
bad.
each
Is
box
this
is a 12 pack.
53 foot
So-
long
no,
semi, or
Each
is
box,
this a-
each box is a 12 pack. So you're talking about 20,000 pounds of noodles, meaning about 106 individual 106.
You said 45,000 boxes?
No, 4,500 boxes. So it's 106.
4,500
It's
boxes.
100 overall. It's 106,000 individual noodle packs.
All right, so the price would be
About $2.
for the whole thing?
No, for an individual pack.
Oh, yeah. Well, fuck that.
Yeah, AJ's
The
fucking
price would
immediately
be-
cheating.
212. You just double it.
All right.
It's $2.
I know, really. Actually, you shouldn't have said
two.
that.
Yeah.
Times 2. It's as simple
So
as
you're
saying
saying they lost like less than $5,000.
They lost about 26 grand.
And they're not $2.
Yeah, if they
Or
were,
your boxing
if there was
measurements are wrong.
$106.
A 12 pack costs 227.
Okay.
Yeah. So a 12 pack, that's around worth about $20,000 worth of ramen
Yeah,
noodles
that's
in a
not
large
bad.
truck. And
About
the individual
35.
packets, with the individual packets, it's about 26 grand. That's
Fuck
a lot,
those guys.
I know,
Yeah,
but
it's not a
still.
lot of money.
Yeah. I've never eaten a thing of ramen in my entire life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I heard
Wow.
when I first went to college.
Wow.
When I first went to college, I
Wow.
was told that it would be like it's super cheap, but it'll get like really addictive because it's so cheap and it tastes okay, but it's bad for you. And I'm like, okay, then I'm just not gonna eat ramen.
Everything's bad for you.
Everything's bad for you.
Ramen is really bad. They
No,
gotta
ramen's
dip- they
bad.
gotta dip-
Ramen's really bad for you, but it's better for you if you don't drink if you just don't eat the salt or the
Or use
packets.
half. That's what I used to do.
No,
So
not
you're
the
not
pack-
using the package. Why don't you just buy a box of noodles?
The fucking juice, whatever it's called in the
Yeah.
soup.
I also heard
Just
if you
eat just the noodles.
Oh, don't
Pour
drink,
out
don't
the-
drink the broth.
Yeah,
I
pour
also-
out the broth.
right,
Yeah, pour out the broth, and it's a lot
heard-
healthier.
I've also heard that if
That's
you
where all
throw
the
the noodles in
sodium
the
is.
oven for a little bit and like bake it for a little bit and then put it in, it also is a little bit better for you and it tastes better. Here, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go take a leak.
It's also better to just cook your food, actually make a real food.
Yeah, just
Make a
like-
real
All
fruit.
right, let's all just sit here and stare at the camera the entire time Dave's gone. Just say nothing.
Three weeks later, many months later.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Tomorrow for sure. Eventually, 12 o'clock midnight. 1 hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
enjoyable.
And that's
then I
exactly.
said, that's no financial quarterly report. That's my life.
Yeah, you cocksuckers. That's right. That's right. That's right. Brilliant. I'll drink to that.
Oh, it's fucking. That's gonna be the. That's definitely the.
That'll be the closer for your special.
No, that's. Oh, Davey, I can't believe you missed that.
You missed it. But, if he was here, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, true.
There you go.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, that is true.
No,
Oh my god. So
got way too antsy.
all right. So there is one final question.
Yeah, that was uncomfortable. I
That's
never
why
want to do that
just-
again, Chad.
I just kept my eyes forward the whole time.
So there is one final question that needs to be answered. All right, and that is, what city is Bill Cosby going to start his comeback tour on?
Oh my God, I don't want to talk about
Why
Bill
is
Cosby.
he out of jail?
Okay.
Because he's a feeble old man.
No. It's not. So there is a difference between a moral reason and a legal reason, right? Everyone agrees that he should be in jail on moral grounds. Like, we all get that. The legal reason that he was let out was because the prosecutor fucked up and tried to get away with something.
So the prosecutor should serve the sentence. Bill.
Let's hear what happened. Let me tell you what happened.
Every prosecutor would be in jail 300 lifetimes.
I mean,
over.
exactly. So
No, they have a very difficult job, and I'm thankful when they fuck up. I got my gun back.
right. So what the prosecution?
Ooh, clerical error.
Right. So I'm gonna try to.
You gotta cut that
I'm gonna
bit.
try to summarize this as best I can, so it's not like long-winded. But there was the criminal trial and the civil trial, right? In the criminal trial, he pled the fifth, and you can plead the fifth because there is evidence that would be that you don't want to be able to incriminate yourself, right? The only time you can use the Fifth Amendment is if you could potentially do something or say something that would incriminate yourself. If I asked you where you were last Tuesday in a court of law,
fucking cop.
right? If I asked you where you were, you could not plead the fifth because it would not lead to you saying something incriminating to yourself.
Yep. It wouldn't.
Sure wouldn't. I mean,
It wouldn't.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
in
delete some text.
the criminal trial, what happened was that
Catches his
Cosby
phone on fire.
pled the fifth and wasn't giving any sort of information. And so what the prosecution agreed to was like, hey, we want you to talk and give a testimony, and we know you won't do it because you'll get yourself in jail. But if we promise that you will not spend any time, we want you to testify. So he was able to give a testimony. He couldn't plead the fifth at that point because there was nothing that he was risking in terms of punishment. So at the end he gave a testimony eventually saying that he has given girls sedatives at the time when they wanted to have sex with him. So that's what he said, right? Basically, he's just like admitting that he gave girls date rape drugs, but he said that they basically like wanted them or like they knew about it, which is bullshit.
They were asking for it. Yeah,
Right.
no, I've heard the defense.
Wait, that one works?
So the shitty thing that like he agreed that he admitted to it, but he wasn't going to spend any jail time for it because he was promised that he would not.
That doesn't
Now,
make any sense, though.
It was the prosecution's deal.
That's not a deal, though.
It's what the prosecution.
Admit what you did and you don't go to jail. That's not a deal.
It is a. That's
That's
after
the
the
classic. That's
It
the
was-
classic. Your parents telling you they're not going to be mad at you if you lie to them.
It was after the trial. It was basically after
or
everything
if you
was
tell
settled
them the
in the
truth.
trial.
Just tell me the truth. I promise. I won't
It was
get beat.
So it was after. It was basically after everything was settled in the trial. So he got off on the criminal trial. Then came the next trial. I don't know if it was a trial with another girl or it was a civil trial. But what happened is that the prosecutor used the testimony that he gave in the past in this current trial or in the newer trial, and they used that to get him in jail. Now, the defense argued in an appeal that, like, hey, he gave that testimony under the
Under different
auspices,
pretenses.
under the
Yeah,
pretense
yeah,
that he would not go to jail under that testimony, even if it was in a previous trial. So it's, in terms of due process, it was a good thing that appeal was made. Morally, we all know that he should be in jail. Like, that's the understanding. He's a piece of shit. He should be in jail.
He should be shot.
Right? But they didn't do it correctly. The prosecution tried to pull a move that was not good for at least due process.
I mean, the way I'm seeing this is if that explanation, I mean, I obviously haven't looked into this.
Yeah.
So, but if that whole explanation is true, I mean, that seems so wildly stupid that it's just like, it seems like it'd be obviously planned that somebody planned that, so
right.
he would just end up being freed in the end.
It also could have been where,
Because I feel like that's so wildly stupid. There's no other explanation.
because it's a rare thing that actually happens where someone could take a previous testimony where they were promised they wouldn't serve jail time and then apply it to a current thing. It's a
like
rare
that's
thing.
that first trial, if like that whole deal just seems like it's completely that's what sets it up.
I don't know.
'Cause
The
that's such a
the
wildly
law's
stupid
different,
thing.
though, and it is, but like a lot of the shit in like laws is wildly stupid. It's
Right.
That's why people have to go to for so long to become a lawyer, because it's like so many like intricacies in the way.
I mean, I get
worded.
that.
But
Right.
yeah,
And
I
I-
agree with you. It's fucking.
But I mean, how can you make a deal with somebody that's like, all right, you need to be prosecuted for this thing, but if we get
Well-
the evidence to do it, then you won't go to jail.
No, because
That's how a prosecutor wins,
Well,
right?
no, in the first trial, Chad, he was able to
makes no
Basically,
sense.
they
It
got
makes
his
no sense.
testimony from the first trial.
No, I get-
and
I
promised him
understand it, but I'm
jail
just
time
talking about
in
the first
order
trial.
to use that in the second trial they were going to use it to convict him.
They tried to trick him.
I understand that.
Right, but the fact is
That's
that
why they
weren't-
promise it. That's why they do that. They promise you in the first trial. It's illegal. It's a way lawyers try to fucking
trick you. Yeah.
It's a tricky thing. It's that if he had a good defense attorney, the defense attorney would be like, "Don't do this."
Right.
There's 2 cases. They want you to admit what you did to 2 people on the one case, so then they can use it on the second case.
Right, and now the other thing is that
And then,
but
I
technically
get
it
what you're
would-
saying,
Right.
but it seems like the only reason you would use that on the second case is so that the case goes that he is guilty, but then has to be released.
well, no, they didn't. They thought they
because
could get away with
can't
it.
use the evidence.
They thought
No,
they could get away
can.
with it.
They can use. They thought they could use the evidence.
But I feel like that's the lie.
but the
that's the
prosecutor
lie
fucked
to
up.
make
That's
the
a
scheme
lie.
work.
That's the
Right.
scheme. I
That's
get
what I'm
you're
saying. That's the
Now-
lie that they
Had didn't know. Well, they had to go for it
These
because
experts.
they had to go for it because the only way they would get him to talk was because he was going to plead the fifth on the first one because they would be able to incriminate himself. The only way he would be able to talk is if he wasn't able to plead the fifth.
Yeah, I
so
get
they
it.
had
So
to
they
make
were
him
trying to trick him, but
Right.
I get what Chad's saying that it's all fake.
right.
It seems
It's a
like it's
setup.
so absurdly
Yeah.
stupid that it has to be fake. It's like these experts didn't. I just didn't know.
Well,
I make millions. I'm an expert. I didn't know.
And now he's walking free because
I didn't know.
Because
we
of
gotta
how
let
rich
him
and
go.
It's just another rich
He didn't
person
pay
getting
me
away with
millions to
something.
do this.
I mean, it could be.
No,
be,
it definitely
once again.
is.
There
I
was
think
no
Chad's
under the
right.
table deal here. I promise.
Who the
table
fuck is this
deal.
lawyer, John Gotti?
I don't know. I didn't research that.
So,
There's a little bit of it's
So-
like a gabagool.
That's how I imagine lawyers.
so
They're
what-
complete pieces of shit.
The law is a lot like
So-
a fresh New York slice, you
So-
know? The cheese is the language. The pepperoni, that is the dissertation.
The crust is the
cousin
judge
Vinny
that holds it
now.
all together.
We got my
Crust is
cousin
defense.
Vinny here.
the crust is a defense.
Yeah, I know. Really, all of my lawyer, like all
your
I know
lawyering
about
is from-
lawyers is from my cousin Vinny.
What a great movie. A great fucking legal movie. The fucking judge was the guy from the Munsters. Was the Frankenstein from the Munsters. Which was hilarious. So what city?
I remember I went on a skiing trip to Killington in college, and we took a tour bus, and Killington isn't that far. It's like 6 hours from where we lived. And we were
Right.
watching my cousin Vinny on this tour bus. It was like
Yeah.
through the college, paid for most of it.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. And at one point, I don't remember what it was. It was like the big like lawyer scene in the courtroom where
Where the
it's-
girls talk about the car and
and
shit.
it's the
yeah.
funniest shit. And it was so funny. The bus driver was looking, and there was he kind of swerved a little bit. I was like,
youths.
turn it down now.
Yeah, these 3 Utes. Going, it's like, he was like, what do you call it? Utes? You mean youths? Yeah, youths.
I like that. So I like that scene in The Heat with Sandra Bullock and what is it,
haven't
Megan
seen it.
McCarthy.
Megan McCarthy.
Yeah, they're so
where
good
they,
together.
she goes to the one girl's from Boston. They're drug cops, and they're her. They go to meet her Boston family, and they're like, "So you knock, a knock." Yeah, you knock, right? That's what you do. You fucking knock.
Did you know that who dated Roseanne or who was married to Roseanne for forever?
Do you mean in the show or
No,
in real life?
in real life.
Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold. You know his sister is the meth queen of the world.
What does
His
that mean?
sister-
Is that,
his
is that
sister,
like a
real thing.
competition, like
No.
a beauty pageant?
Like his sister.
Do they only have it in Mobile, Alabama?
Miss Meth Queen of the world.
His sister.
Ooh,
Don't
those stars
look
are
at her
looking large this year.
smile, but she sure is skinny.
It's fresh out of Sunny Shores Trailer Park in beautiful Swampsville, Florida.
But like,
It's Betty Luann.
but like his
The
sister.
beauty of the Redneck Riviera. Sierra Lou.
Born on the Chattahoochee. That's not a
We promise it's not
not an
racist.
over exaggeration. She lived in a houseboat.
Currently banned from 17 Walmarts in the Tri-County area.
But no,
Wanted by 4 different mall securities.
I feel like she's gonna have pigtails that are uneven because she doesn't have enough hair. It's all whiskey and fucking patchy.
They have an active warrant competition.
She's got shorts on that are baggy because she can't fill them anymore.
She's got a little bit of patchy hair.
She's got a mole with one big ass
man.
fucking hair coming out of it. But no, she created the largest meth enterprise like in the entire country.
She has beers
What?
in her
Yeah,
pockets
she
at
was
all
the
times.
meth queen of the world.
Oh, that's how you become meth queen.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I mean, there's meth isn't really good in Afghanistan. You know, it's not really a big thing.
Well, they don't have a queen of meth there.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't have a competition.
right. But like she
Yeah, it's
created,
constitutional monarchy.
she created some
technically.
amazingly crazily large meth empire. and it just happened to be Tom Arnold's fucking sister. It's
happens.
ridiculous. I don't. That's incredibly funny.
I'll
Actually,
tell you.
I wonder
how
where
it
she
is.
got the funding.
Wait, is she currently like still, or was she?
Probably
is she in
was.
jail?
They're chasing
Like,
her
how
to
they
this
have
day.
so much.
I think she is in jail
Like,
because they
She's
just.
still running.
Does
from
she just
cops.
have like a TikTok that you follow or
No,
something?
I think she just
Police
got
are hot on that
sentenced.
trail of meth.
She got sentenced recently, and they just did not a Netflix documentary, but some like a Hulu documentary, Discovery documentary on her. And Tom Arnold's kind of telling the story of how his sister went from like selling crack at 13 to fucking.
I hope they
becoming a huge
included the
mogul.
picture. Like, I love how in the documentaries they're like they were a normal family until they weren't, and the
And the
picture
picture
just turns
Yeah.
sideways
or rips
and
or
it
turns
goes
red.
Because
Goes
black and
negative.
white. There's blood.
Oh, that's so funny. When I was in lockup, we watched ID on the TV. You can't hit that by the.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
I was wondering what was going on.
But you're just still.
I was looking at you thinking you were doing something.
I looked at my own hands. I was like, "What did I do, man?" We watched ID, like Discovery
Yeah,
Channel,
yeah.
and every single time that would come up, they would go like, but each time the cops would like do something good, everyone would be boo. It was so bad.
He's just taking a kid out of a fucking crack house, and we're gonna put you in somewhere safe, buddy.
And he went 12. No, cause the way they do it, they're like, and they bravely storm the gang houses. Like 18 fucking big SWAT officers beating some dude who's half asleep. Yeah. Shooting Breonna Taylor.
I saw some meme yesterday where there's these two sheriffs rolling out of a SWAT team, and they were both like fat as shit, and they had like bulletproof vests that are like just struggling. And somebody captioned it "Meal Team 6."
That's good.
Let me tell you
good.
something, Lieutenant Murphy.
That's funny.
I've been on this force for 32 years, and I'll tell you
If
one
there's one
thing.
thing I can tell you, it's that you can get 5 times the meat from the Arby's drive-thru. You just gotta ask.
And if not, you can just walk in there.
It's not on the menu.
Strong arm a little bit, wave your stick around a little bit, and they'll comply. They always comply.
They always come.
Are we done?
Yeah, that was
Thank
fucking
God.
awesome. That was great.
That was a good one, that
Evan,
one.
it's so good to have you back, bud.
Good to be back.
Oh my God.
Yeah, let's figure out this
tag-
challenge.
yeah,
well,
this
I already
tag
know
is
this
gonna start
tag thing. I'm
going.
tagged.
It's gonna be good. We gotta
But
figure
it didn't
out.
start for an hour.
We have to figure out once
It
we
doesn't
leave.
start till 6 p.m.
Okay, that's
do you
reasonable.
And
Eastern
where?
Standard
Oh,
Time.
I quit Rec Room.
Oh,
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about that on the exit out.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for checking out the Mooks podcast. We love you all to death. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a fun
wasn't
year.
bad. I didn't get fired.
It's been a fun year, guys. It's been fun being able to see you guys
lose
enjoy our
it. Don't make it
content.
sound bad.
Oh my
Somebody
God.
else has it.
Check us out on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, where all the video is. We have all that stuff there. Instagram as well. We have clips all the time. Once again, we really appreciate you guys. It's been fun to have you back. Check in on the new Milk Challenge coming up next episode, and the tag episode will continue, and it will kick off right now.
Are you guys ready to start?
Tune it in. I'm already it. I gotta wait an hour until you guys.
Was that your clap sync? You goddamn fake clap sync.
No, trust me, I definitely stopped.
You're all gonna be mad at me.
God damn it, Chad.